While the astrology of 2025 is everything but easy due to some of the most change-inducing planetary transits changing the structures of our society, 2025 does bring a really positive transit that is going to counterbalance that. This is the transit of Jupiter in Cancer. So stick around because I'm going to be talking about when was the last time this happened, when it will be happening again, and what it means for your sign because every single zodiac sign is going to receive the expansive vibrations of this beautiful transit. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Narayana Montufar. I am an astrologer, artist, and author who finds inspiration in the symbolic language of astrology. I'm here to talk to you about something I'm really excited about. The astrology of 2025 and 2026 really brings the birthing of a new world. We've talked about this in other videos, and this is due to a lot of planets changing signs along with the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. But the universe always balances things out for us. And I'm here to tell you that in 2025 and 2026, you will experience a lot of growth in your life, regardless of your sign. This is because Jupiter, the biggest planet in the solar system, which is massive. You can put all the other planets inside of Jupiter and still have room. Jupiter's size relates to its meaning in astrology. Every planet has a job, and Jupiter's job is to magnify everything that it touches. And the truth is that Jupiter hasn't been very strong in the sky since the summer of 2024, which is when it entered Gemini. Jupiter does not like to be in Gemini because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So this energy kind of resembles being sitting on the wrong side of the table and with the wrong people. Like, have you ever experienced that? Like, you not knowing what to do or how you ended up in a certain situation? Well, Jupiter has been in that situation for almost the past year. I'm filming this in mid-April. And that has meant that it's been hard to expand. It's been hard to grow. It's been hard to manifest. And the great news is that Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, optimism, is going to enter. It's not only going to leave its one of its least favorite signs, it's going to enter its absolute most favorite sign of all. This is an astrological theory. Every single planet has a favorite sign, a least favorite sign to be in. This is astrological theory, and astrologers call Jupiter exalted in Cancer. Exaltation means when a planet is elevated, right? Exalted. It's when the planet is elevated, which means that it's in its absolute favorite sign to be in, it can do its job. It can bestow its powers. It can give. And that's what Jupiter likes to do. Jupiter likes to give. In the birth chart, wherever Jupiter is in your chart by zodiac sign and house, is where you receive the most gifts in your life. And when you just attract luck, expansion, miraculous protection. And so now, as Jupiter enters Cancer, everyone is going to be able to grow in a certain way. It will be a different story for everybody, obviously, but this is a big deal for a few reasons. First of all, We've had Jupiter in Gemini squaring Saturn, which has Jupiter's powers have been very diminished. And now, as Jupiter enters Cancer on June 9th, we're starting a whole year of expansion, but it's more complicated than that. So hold on to that thought, right? Things are going to start getting better. We're going to start feeling more optimism. It's very possible that the economy is going to get better because of that, because when Jupiter is strong, we have a better economy. There's more optimism in the world in general. Jupiter hasn't traveled through Cancer since 2014. In fact, the last time that Jupiter was in Cancer was between the summer of 2013 to the summer of 2014. If you look back, and I highly recommend doing this, if you look back at what was transpiring in your life during that time, there's a strong chance that you experienced something good in your life. We all did. I've been talking with a lot of my clients, and that was a really good year for many of us. Guess what? That transit is repeating. We're talking about astrological cycles that repeat. Jupiter's transits are about a year. Jupiter spends about a year in each sign. And what that means is that it has a 12-year cycle around the zodiac. So it takes Jupiter 12 years to return to the same place. That's why you get your Jupiter return every 12 years. So now we're repeating that cycle between 2013 to 2014, which was really positive for many of us. And everyone is going to feel it to a certain degree. I'm not saying that Jupiter is going to be good the entire time. Remember that the planets never stand alone in the sky. They're always doing something. They're connecting with other planets, and that will color the experience. And Jupiter will clash with some planets. So not the entire year is going to be good. I want to be honest with you. There are going to be some months that will be harder to manifest because Jupiter is going to clash with Saturn, with Chiron as well. But there are more months during which we will be able to harness the beauty of Jupiter in Cancer. Besides of the fact that Jupiter hasn't traveled through Cancer since 2014 last, if we add 12 years, what you get to 2037. Jupiter is not going to repeat this awesome transit for another 12 years. So this is our moment during a year of massive change, during which everything around us is shifting and the foundations of our lives are collapsing in order to make room for new foundations. Here comes Jupiter. Why is Jupiter exalted in Cancer? Well, Jupiter has a strong connection with the moon. That's kind of like in astrology, Jupiter-moon connections are super incredible for love, for romance, for fertility, for warmth, because they are planets that are of a warm nature. And if you look through mythology, Jupiter had a lot of children. We won't get into that. But Jupiter had 1,000,000 children, so, sort of like that. So Jupiter loves to expand. It loves to create. It loves to give birth to things. And that's why Jupiter loves Cancer, because Cancer is the sign of the mother. It is the sign of family. It is the sign of ancestry. So all of those things are going to receive all these almost miraculous protection and influence. And why do I say miraculous? It's because when a planet is exalted, it kind of takes the reins of the sky, right? It kind of says, I'm calling the shots now. during this time. I'm exalted. I'm kind of like the king in the sky. And Jupiter is already a king planet, not only because of its size and its connection in mythology to being the king of all kings, who overthrew Saturn. Um, so Jupiter is going to call the shots. Even more incredible to think about is that, do you remember the astrology of 2020 that astrologers were talking about forever before 2020? I mean, I remember hearing about the astrology of 2020 since I started studying astrology. Well, one of the reasons why 2020 was so difficult is because Jupiter was in its least favorite sign to be, which is Capricorn, the opposite sign of Cancer. So you see, astrology is all about cycles. So all of the coldness, the separation, the loneliness that we experienced in 2020, not everybody did, but many of us did. All that coldness, separation, loneliness is going to get restored. And why am I saying that? It's because since Jupiter is going to sit exactly across from where he was sitting when he was in 2020, right? That's almost kind of like half a year, right? That makes sense. It's a 12-year cycle, so it's almost 6 years since then. So Jupiter is going to bring restoration to all of that. It is going to fix that. It is going to bring connection. It's going to bring warmth. Like, what happens when Jupiter is in Cancer? Well, it expands families, right? That's what he wants to do with the moon, especially in a moon ruled sign. So I'm brainstorming some of the effects. Well, a lot of people are going to find their partner. My husband proposed to me during the time that Jupiter was in Cancer 12 years ago. So we were already together, but that's when he decided to pull the trigger. So a lot of people are going to find their partner, their love of their lives. A lot of people are going to be meeting new romantic prospects. A lot of people are going to be meeting their favorite friends as well. We're talking about this tribe type of energy, right? So Cancer is very connected to family, but it's not just the sign of the family. It is the sign that also rules our chosen family. Like, who do we feel comfortable with? Which groups of people do we belong to? Who with do we feel most comfortable with? So a lot of us are going to be making new friends, meeting new people, hanging out. This transit starts in the summer. It's from summer to summer. So talk about a summer of love, right? A lot of people are going to be getting engaged, just like I did. A lot of people are going to be getting married. Also, this is an incredible transit for fertility as well. So if you are trying to get pregnant, and especially if you've struggled to get pregnant in the past few years, this is your year to call in Jupiter's baby making vibrations. Also, depending on your chart, and I am going to go through horoscopes here. Depending on your chart, for example, some people are going to get new jobs. Yes, Jupiter also does that. It's people are gonna get new jobs, people are gonna get raises, more money, more comfort in their jobs. People are gonna travel more, which is something hard to believe right now. But as I'm making this video, um, but Jupiter not only rules expansion and luck, it rules travel, it rules knowledge, it rules spirituality and exploration. Jupiter is the natural ruler of Sagittarius. And so all of those things that Sagittarius rules are also going to be expanded. So people are going to be studying new things. going back to school is going to be a thing during this time. Like, I'm going to go get my master's degree. I'm going to go do an exchange program. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to get out of my country for the first time. Everything lines up for me to expand in a certain direction. Every single one of us is going to feel it in a different way. As a friendly reminder, um, people are going to become even more spiritual. Why? Because Jupiter rules religion. I don't consider religion necessarily spiritual. That's my opinion. But it's very possible that people are going to give birth to new religions or new ways of blending spirituality and religion, and new spiritual schools are going to be opening. People are just going to make that switch. And that is work that Neptune in Pisces did as well. But I'm really excited about this transit. I feel like this is exactly what we need. And while Jupiter will make some intense aspects with Saturn and Chiron and other planets, I think that there's way much more positivity available to us. And this is the reason why I created a guide, especially for this year transit. I created this guide to help you harness the energy of Jupiter. This guide has everything you need to know about what I'm explaining here, but in a little bit more of like developed way, developed content. Why Jupiter? What does Jupiter rule? When was the last time, like I'm talking about? And it has horoscopes, it has mantras, reflections, it has activities, little rituals that you can do to embrace that, because we attract that energy the most when we're honoring it, when we are inviting it into our lives. I also included magical tools. What are the specific things that Jupiter likes? Like, for example, the crystals. This is one of them. Jupiter loves these crystals. See, I have one ingrained here. The numbers, the types of incense, all of that in order to help you. I am giving away that guide for free if you pre-order my book, Written in Your Stars, which coincidentally, I promise you, because I did not, I want that this wasn't my decision, is being released the day before that Jupiter enters Cancer. And I love this for us. I love this transit for us because I think that we need it. Like, life has been super up and down since 2020, and that was one of the reasons why Jupiter was involved in this triple conjunction in Capricorn. So you see now, we've been experiencing like hardship in a way ever since then. And now with Jupiter sitting on the other side of the sky, then we're just going to be feeling more emotionally stable. That is something that Jupiter is going to bring: emotional resilience, emotional stability. We're going to be connecting with our family, our chosen family, our friends. The gifts of Jupiter are massive. And remember, this transit will not happen again until 2037. So this is your moment to chase a dream. It is a moment to launch your business, to write that book, to go chase your perfect partner. It's going to be so much easier to manifest what you want in your life. So now I am going to talk about all the horoscopes, right? I'm going to start with Cancer and then I'm going to go from there. And I'm going to tell you which house, right? Which house Jupiter is going to highlight according to your rising sign. If you do not have your rising sign, you can pull your birth chart on my website for free, and then you will find your rising sign there. I will also explain what are all the possibilities that could happen with Jupiter being in that particular house. Obviously, not everything is going to happen, or maybe it will. It's miraculous, right? After all. But I'm just sharing that so you keep that in mind, right? Because the possibilities, the manifestations are endless. So stick around because now we're going to talk about Jupiter in Cancer horoscopes. We're beginning with Cancer because Cancer is the sign that Jupiter is going to magnify. And if you are Cancer rising, wow, talk about a restoration for your soul. Why? Because Mars was in your sign on and off for the past 6 months, and it kind of racked a buck a little bit. I've been hearing a lot of Cancer rising people, Cancer sun, struggling in life, but guess what? Jupiter expanded your 12th house of spirituality for the past year, and now it's moving into your first house. And this is music to your ears. You're going to expand in so many different ways because this is the house of identity, the self, the body, and how you approach the world around you and how people see you. So, some of the manifestations, right? One could be that you're coming out of your shell in a big way, especially because you were very introspective for the past 6 months of your life. And so all of that work, that deep work that you did now kind of bears fruit. You could be starting a completely new journey right now that will develop over the next 12 years. That means that you could be starting a new business, you could be starting a new relationship. It's very possible that if you are looking to meeting someone, that could also happen because Jupiter is going to oppose your seventh house. So if you are trying to gather partnerships for your business, let's just say, it's very possible that you will meet the right person as well. You could be bringing into your life a spiritual advisor, somebody that's going to play Jupiter for you, right? That's someone that's going to elevate your work or your sense of spirituality, or that it's going to be kind of some sort of like a mentor to you, showing you the way towards growth and abundance. So you're going to have a lot of luck. It's going to be a little on and off because Jupiter goes retrograde. And like I said, it's going to square other planets at certain times. That's why my guide is really important. So you know which are the dates to manifest. But overall, this could be a fantastic year for you. And one during which you should put all your efforts into creating the life of your dreams. Dear Cancer, I'm so excited for you. I know you need this. I know we all need it, but you more than anyone because of it's been tough. But now things get sunny, more optimistic. You're going to be attracting people, attracting opportunities, attracting possibilities. It's very possible that you will be traveling to a faraway destination at some point between the summer of 2025 to the summer of 2026. And so if you've been wanting to go to a really far away place that you've never seen, this is your moment. See, it's time to take risks. And the more you come out of your shell, the more opportunities you're going to be running into. Congratulations, because you are going to be Jupiter's favorite, right? You're becoming Jupiter's favorite sign now. And if you were very diligent with your spiritual practice in the past year, you're going to grow even more because Jupiter was in your house of spirituality. You see? So that's how you follow how Jupiter moves through your chart. I'm really excited for you, Cancer, and put all your efforts into creating the life of your dreams. Leo, how will Jupiter in Cancer affect you? So For the past year, Jupiter was in your 11th house of community. So it's possible that you attracted new friendships, new groups of people to belong to, and that this was a social time for you. Well, Jupiter is going to be in your 12th house of spirituality, the unconscious, dreams, secrets. And the best part of this is that it's going to start you on a really spiritual journey. It's going to start you on a spiritual journey. And so what happens is that you might start studying something that is esoteric, like tarot, astrology, gene keys, human design, something that's going to help you kind of like meet parts of yourself that you're not normally in touch with. So, what I'm saying is that this is kind of like an uncovering type of expansion, right? It's like, I didn't know I was so good at this, and oh, I didn't know I like that much. And for that reason, you're going to be a little bit more introverted. This is not a bad introversion because you're going to be doing something that it's going to help you later on. What I'm trying to say is that all of the spiritual work that Jupiter is going to instigate in your life, eventually it's going to turn into something. That is because after being in Cancer, Jupiter is going to be in Leo. So what that means is that you're being prepared, right? This transit of Jupiter in Cancer from summer of 2025 to the summer of 2026 is preparation for when Jupiter enters your sign in the summer of 2026. You see? So it's like what I'm seeing this for you, it's kind of like an incubation type of year during which, again, you get to unravel parts of yourself that you didn't know that were there. This is the house of the subconscious mind. So it is an incredible time to work with your dreams, to have a dream journal. It's an incredible time to work with spiritual teachers or maybe a psychologist if that's what you feel called to, or with tarot. This is somebody, this is something that is going to help you tap into your subconscious mind. So it's things that are not obvious to you yet. And through that, you can find a lot of healing because the 12th house is the house of healing. So, what I would recommend for you is to start a spiritual practice. That is really important this year, and it should be a priority because the more that you embrace this, the more you will expand between 2026 and 2027. Virgo. Hi, Virgo. For the past year, Jupiter was in your career sector. So there is a chance that some things in your career path were magnified. Sometimes hard because Jupiter was in a tough place and squaring Saturn. So kind of like a bittersweet year, but there was expansion in a certain way in your career sector, or there was some goodness coming out of it. Now, Jupiter is going to activate your 11th house of community, friendships, and hopes and dreams. So you're going to be more social. You're going to be meeting new people, and not just meeting new people, but belonging to groups. You're going to find people who are more in touch with your hobbies. And that's going to be great because you're going to have like your new tennis group, or you're going to have your new mom group, or your new tarot group, or something like that, right? And that is highly encouraged for you to connect a little more. I know that the South Node is in Virgo, so a lot of Virgos are feeling it is the sign that's transforming the most in 2025 and 2026. So, but this brings kind of like a gateway for you to experience positivity, even though you're transforming. right? Even though you're clearing a lot of things in your life, the transit of Jupiter in Cancer brings that like connection with new friends, connection with new people. This is also the house of collaborations. So it's very possible that you are going to also find closeness with your colleagues, with people who you work with. They're going to be helping you out, right? This is the time to ask for help, Virgo. Why? Because the more help you ask from Jupiter, the more help Jupiter will bring you. And it will bring it through that, through groups of people. This is a fantastic time to connect with your community, to see how you can help, how you can be a part of community. Community is super important now because of Jupiter in this house, but also because Pluto is in Aquarius. So everybody is being called to connect in the spirit of community, but you in particular. That is where a lot of the cosmic help is going to bring, or that's where the cosmic help is coming through. That's what I meant to say. And because this is the house of hopes and dreams, so Jupiter is also going to ask you, what are your biggest dreams? Get big. Jupiter does things in a big way, right? It's like nothing is small with Jupiter. So think big. Think big because in a couple of years, Jupiter is going to be in your sign, right? In a couple of years, Jupiter is set to enter Virgo. And that is going to be one of your best years. And you need to squeeze it as much as possible. So prepare for that. This is how you work with astrology, thinking long term. That's why I'm telling you, after Jupiter's in Cancer, then it's going to be in Leo and then in Virgo. So you have like 2 years to really line up your life so some of these big dreams can manifest. I love this for you. So get out there, connect with people, and find those who feel like you, who think like you, or who are chasing similar career goals as well. Libra rising. For the past year, Libra, Jupiter was in your ninth house of spirituality, travel, and knowledge. So it's very possible that you did some of those things like learning something new, traveling to a faraway destination, or perhaps you deepen your spiritual practice. Well, guess what? Jupiter is going to be in your career sector. Yes, this is awesome. This is awesome because you get a full year during which you can expand into a successful career path. If you are not in a career that you enjoy right now, there's a strong chance that you can find your way. Jupiter's positivity is going to help you out right there. It's also very possible that if you have been wanting to move up the ladder, getting a better job, getting a raise, that is a strong possibility as well. So overall, this is your best year for career. And going beyond that, because the 10th house, right? The 10th house also rules your stand in the world, like the role you play in society. This is also a fantastic time to find your soul path, like what you're here to do. You might be more concerned with that now. I mean, everybody's more concerned with those themes. Like what is my gift to the world? How can I contribute to a better society? With Pluto and Aquarius, everybody's thinking about that now. But you in particular are going to have higher ideals. Like you're going to be wanting to be part of something bigger. And this is your year to chase those dreams. I'm so excited for you. And you should look back at what happened in your life between 2013 and 2014, because chances are is that you started a new career path or that doors opened for you. And that's going to happen again now. Miraculous protection at work, feeling more comfortable, feeling like your contributions matter more. You're going to have more ideas and expanding in many different ways. So test new alternate careers, or think about this, because Jupiter is going to help you succeed. Scorpio, you have a very good relationship with Cancer because you're a water sign like Cancer. So this means that Jupiter is going to be helping you out in more ways than one. It's going to trine your sun if you're a Scorpio sun. If you're a Scorpio rising, Jupiter was magnifying your eighth house of intimacy. So there's a strong chance that you became closer with someone. Or if you have if you're in a serious partnership, there's a strong chance that you connected at deeper level with someone. Well, now Jupiter is going to magnify your ninth house of travel, spirituality, and knowledge. So this is like the most mind expansive area of the chart. You're probably going to have a lot of opportunities to travel abroad, experience other cultures, experience other societies, and you're going to be tasting new foods, and your world is going to expand in a massive way. There's also a possibility that you might be going back to school, that you might decide to do a master's degree or to get your a certification or something like that. And there's also a strong chance that you're probably going to be working with a mentor because Jupiter represents mentors. So somebody who is like kind of like a guru, or like somebody that has a lot of knowledge or experience, and you're going to be absorbing all of this from them. I'm really excited for you, Scorpio. The possibilities are endless. This is the house of law as well. So let's say that let's say that you've been dealing with a contract or something related to law, right? Or if you're a lawyer or something like that, something around the law, right? The rules and regulations of the world. Well, Jupiter is going to help you out because it's going to bring its warmth. It's going to bring in these like miraculous protection. So some of the best things you can do this year is to expand in different ways, try new things, meet new people, travel. This is one of the best this is one of the best years for you to travel. And chances are you did that 12 years ago. So I invite you to look back at what expanded in your life. And while it won't be exactly the same, there will be similar tones to the expansion that you will experience over the next year. Sagittarius, you are, I would say, probably the second luckiest sign because Jupiter's your planet. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And for the past year, Jupiter has been in Gemini, kind of like the opposite sign. While it was probably good for meeting people or maybe meeting a romantic partner, you're going to feel so much better when Jupiter is in Cancer because Jupiter is going to be stronger, much, much more stronger. You're not going to have to carve your own luck so much. You're not going to have to like ask, where did my luck go? Where did it go? Over the next year, Jupiter is going to expand your intimacy sector, your eighth house. This place is interesting because in traditional astrology is considered to be not so great, but this is the house of intimacy. So if you met, let's say that you met somebody during the time that Jupiter was in Gemini, between the summer of 2024 to the summer of 2025, well, there's a strong chance that you will take things to the next level because you're going to crave more intimacy. You're going to crave more commitment. If you already married someone in the past year, because there's a strong chance that that happened, you're going to come closer together. You're going to be like, yes, this is my person. There's a strong chance. This is the house of mysticism, of taboo subjects like astrology and tarot and things like that. So you will definitely attract abundance if you are immersing yourself in those practices or learning a little bit more about esoteric practices. If you are already married, there's a big possibility that your partner is going to be receiving help because this is where your husband or wife goes. So there's the possibility that they will receive like a big bonus or an inheritance or a big paycheck or an opportunity to expand. So your partner is going to expand or grow in a certain way, and you are going to benefit from that. This is the house of contracts as well. And if you've been dealing with a contract, let's just say, if you've been dealing with a contract for the past year or so and it's been kind of funky, Jupiter is going to help you figure that out as well. But overall, having your planet in a very strong sign means that you are just going to be magnetic to things naturally. You're going to be in the right place at the right time. And your circle is going to expand as well, even though you're going to be kind of like focused on mysticism and being with someone, most likely, you're also going to be attracting your tribe more. Like you're going to feel like people get you, people want to hang out with you, like your mojo is back, right? That's basically what it is. So I'm really excited for you, Sagittarius. I hope you make the best of it because this is your year. Capricorn. For the past year, Jupiter was in your sixth house of work and wellness. So it magnified your load. Got a lot going on, which of course having a lot of work is good, but at times it might have been a lot or just too many projects starting all at once or just you were very busy. You were probably also very focused on your wellness and your health and all of that. Well, now Jupiter in Cancer is going to help you with people because it's going to be activating your seventh house of relationships. The seventh house rules anyone you deal with one-on-one, like your astrologer, your therapist, your tax person, your hair stylist, your partner. So if you're single, there's a strong chance that you won't be. That's if that's what you're trying to do, right? If you're not interested in partnership, it won't happen. But if you are looking for the perfect partner, Jupiter in Cancer is going to help you do that because it's going to help you attract. You're just going to be attracting romantic partners. You're going to be attracting friends and also business partners. This is where everybody that you have a deal with goes into the seventh house. And I also invite you to go to what happened in your life between 2013, 2014, and also what was going on in your life in 2020. We know that 2020 was a huge year for Capricorns, and there are all sorts of stories. But there's a rekindling of the story that happened for you in 2020. There's a restoration, or there's like, if you experience something good, that will even be better. But if you experience something not so great in 2020, you get to finally put it behind you, or something just happens that kind of fixes it, right? Fixes what happened, or helps you process it. I mean, that was almost like 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, right? So think about all of this and allow for people to come through because there'll be a lot more warmth in your life. There will be a lot more like connection and understanding between you and the most important people in your life. Aquarius rising. For the past year, Jupiter was in your fifth house of romance, play, children, all the good things in life. So there's a strong chance that you enjoyed life a lot because Jupiter was in Gemini. Gemini is an air sign like you. And now Jupiter is going to move to your sixth house. So this is pretty sweet because it means like you're going to have a lot of work. You're going to have a lot to do. Like your projects are going to be magnified, a lot of phone calls, a lot of orders, or a lot of, orders in the sense of if you own a business or also orders from above, like do this and do that and la 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 la. So you're going to be busy. It's going to be a busy year, but it's going to be a year during which you will expand at work. It's super important that you do not try to bite more than you can chew. That's extremely important because also Jupiter can also magnify. It can overflow, especially in Cancer. You can just overflow things. It's important that you keep tabs on your capabilities and not overcommit to projects. Jupiter is also going to help you feel better because it's this the sixth house rules your daily activities and how you go through your day to day, like your routines and are those balanced? This is a fantastic time to think about your routines. Like what makes you what helps you feel good on a day to day? Is it working out? Is it taking more walks? Is it eating healthier? And if you struggle with an allergy or any type of sickness or anything in your body, Jupiter is also going to bring this healing energy your way because this is the house of healing. And obviously, that's a fantastic time to look for an alternative in the case that you're looking for to better your health or do anything along those lines. Pisces rising. Jupiter has a strong connection with Pisces because in traditional astrology, Jupiter rules Pisces. This is awesome for you. I love this for you because also Jupiter is going to be in Cancer, which is a water sign. If you're Pisces sun, Jupiter is going to try your sun. If you're Pisces rising, Jupiter has been in your fourth house of home, family, and like kind of like the most private part of your chart. You most likely grew in that area of your life in the past year. But now, Jupiter is going to go into your fifth house of fun, pleasure, creativity, romance. Wow. And you are going to see a lot of things shift this year, Pisces, because you had Neptune, which, yes, it brought a lot of spirituality and mysticism your way for the past 14 years, but it also brought a lot of confusion. And Saturn also was in your sign, bringing a lot of responsibility and seriousness to your life for the past 2.5 years. And while they will return to Pisces in the fall of 2025, the fact that you're going to have them out of your sign, you already have Neptune out of your sign when I'm recording this, and that you're going to have Jupiter magnifying one of the best, most beautiful, fun sectors of in your chart, it just means that you're gonna expand in so many ways. I mean, the manifestations are endless. Let's try to brainstorm. When Jupiter transits your fifth house, if you're single, whoa, there's a strong chance that you're going to be serial dating because you're going to be meeting so many people. You're going to be attracting admiration. You're going to be attracting friends, opportunities to hang out, opportunities to go out. You're going to be seen and feel seen. Your creativity could overflow if you are one of those creative Pisces. I believe all Pisces have creative skills. That is going to be highlighted. You could become an incredible artist. You could make your best music. You could write the best poems. What else? If you are looking into getting pregnant, Jupiter is going to help you do that because that's what Jupiter does. So your fertility, right? Your fertility is going to be overflowing. You're going to be able to give birth to things. This is also like giving birth to anything, right? It could be a baby, it could be an art piece, it could be a business. Your powers of creation, that's what I'm saying. Your powers of creation are going to be magnified. So you're heading into one of the most fun years you've had in a while. Aries rising. For the past year, Jupiter was in your third house of communication, siblings, transportation, everything that's also self-expression. So you had a busy year. You had a busy year. You were talking a lot and connecting a lot, maybe writing a lot, or hanging out with people in your close vicinity and all of that. But for the next 12 months, Jupiter is going to expand your home sector, which is going to be a huge help, especially after the retrograde of Mars or the 6 month shenanigans that Mars had there, wrecking a Vok. Well, Jupiter is going to help fix this, bringing more warmth, bringing more connection with the people that you live with. This is your roommates. This is especially true if something went south during the retrograde of Mars. Um, if you are married or cohabitate with your partner, you're gonna feel this warmth between you. There's gonna be closeness. There's a possibility that you could also welcome somebody new into your home in the form of a baby, in the form of a pet, somebody that's gonna bring happiness and optimism to your space. You could also be buying a new house because this house rules real estate. You could be buying a new house. If you've been trying to sell your house, you could find a buyer. Anything that relates to your home is going to be magnified. So if you've been thinking about remodeling, this would be a year. If you've been thinking about adding a room to your home or adding a pool or adding anything, think about making your space yours and that feels absolutely like the paradise that you want it to be. And your family, of course, closeness with your family, closeness with anybody that you have a strong connection with, your ancestry. This is really important because Jupiter is connected to ancestry. So everybody is going to feel protection, more connection with our ancestors. We're all going to feel that. But you in particular are going to be making the best out of it. So it will be a great time to do family constellations, Akashic records, anything that is going to help you find out who your ancestors were. Where do you come from? Your family tree. A fantastic time to connect with your grandma and the elderly people in your life because they have wisdom to bestow upon you. Taurus rising. You had Jupiter in your second house of money. And because Jupiter was not in a great place, You might have made more money or not. It's tricky. It's tricky there. But now Jupiter is going to be in your third house of communication. So it's going to be a busy year in the sense that you will be talking a lot, speaking a lot. Your self-expression is going to expand. So you could be focusing on writing a book, launching your podcast, doing a lot of really small traveling in your vicinity because that house rules like short-term distances, travel, I kind of like that. But you're gonna come out of your shell. You're gonna come out of your shell, and you could also become really witty. Why? Because having Cancer in the third house means that you have a strong connection with the moon. And Jupiter loves that. And it's going to magnify your desire to have moon rituals, to have feminine events, and just connect with the women in your life, with the elder people in your life that have feminine wisdom. Feminine wisdom is going to be at your disposal. So make the best of this because I love Cancer in the third house because there's this strong connection with the moon, and it also kind of brings this ancestry almost, right, in the fourth house. Express yourself. The more you express yourself in any way, through social media, through singing, through writing, through art, anything that helps you express and bring outside your thoughts, right? To share your thoughts with an audience is going to help you expand. Gemini rising. You had Jupiter in your sign for the past year. And the truth is that it's kind of bittersweet because the reality is that Jupiter doesn't like being in Gemini. However, you probably expanded anyway in some ways. You probably started something new in your life, a new career, a new way of being, a new way of existing. You maybe moved somewhere else. There's something that began for you. I'm not saying that it was super easy because Saturn was involved, but it was the beginning. Now, with Jupiter in your second house, you get to reap the rewards of that beginning. Perhaps through getting a raise, getting more money, or opportunities to make more money. This is a very tangible house, like what's most valuable to you. And Jupiter is going to bring its expansive energy to that house. You could also notice that your value system is changing, like you care more about different things that you used to care about. You could also receive the opportunity to change that. What's most valuable to you? You might notice that it is not what you think. So, like I said, it's a very tangible house. So there's finances involved. There are finances involved, but it's also how you spend your money. But if you play your cards right, you could end up having a good year financially and at the same time realizing that the things that are most important to you are connection, friends, being happy, spending more time outside on the beach, relaxing. Overall, I am seeing this as kind of like a calm year during which you might not have to worry so much about money because things are just gonna work themselves out. The universe will provide. Well, we got through all of the zodiac signs, so hopefully this helped you figure out how Jupiter is going to help you. This is through whole sign houses, by the way, because it's the only way to do horoscopes. If you're interested in getting more granular with how to harness the energy of Jupiter with mantras, rituals, horoscopes, and just getting really intimate with this transit that, again, will not happen until 2037. Click on the link below to purchase my book, Written in Your Stars, which, by the way, it's going to help you figure out your relationship with Jupiter and your own Jupiter cycles. And you are going to get an instant download, which is all about how to harness the magic of Jupiter in Cancer. Thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it or subscribe to my channel to get more news, and even subscribe to my newsletter. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.